Bismillah. If there are any questions from the students, we'll try to take them down before we see if there are any questions online. So we'll try to give precedence to the questions on the topic, on the study, on the class. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Faddal.
What's the difference again between linguistic meaning and the technical meaning?
What is the difference between the linguistic meaning and the technical meaning? Sometimes they're synonymous, and sometimes they're very different. And sometimes the linguistic meaning, or in most cases, it helps you to understand the technical meaning. It assists you in comprehending what's meant in this science. Clear on that? So, a word, hadith, literally means a story. And in the sciences of hadith, it literally means anything that is, and obviously, the Prophet could say things and he can tell us a story. It's a narrative. It's something, it's a piece of information that wasn't verbalized. Right? Divorce, talaq. Linguistically means 3 letters, ta, lam, qaf. What's meant by that? Letting something go, releasing something. That helps you understand what talaq is in the Sharia and what it isn't. By properly understanding a term and its definition, it allows you to avoid mispractice, because that's not included in that. That's outside of la. Talaq is basically means letting go linguistically. So if that's what the word means in the language that the law is laid down, how can a person say he's going to divorce his wife but continue to what? Hold her and to play around and I'm not letting you go. You're not my wife, but you can't remarry. Right? No one else can marry you, but I'm not going to give you your rights. So linguistically, you're not even understanding the term, let alone the Islamic practice. And you should be mindful of making divorce and quoting divorce because it means to. So you should already use the necessary caution because that's what the word means. And Allah knows best. Those are a few simple examples. Wallahu ta'ala alam. Does that also mean that a woman can say that she talaq the guy? She cannot. That depends on a woman. Some women may be. They may be John, they may say, I will talaq you. And if you don't accept it, then I'll what? Talaq you. In 2024, it's a different type of woman. She may be tougher than you. You guys get the point I'm trying to make. Either you go or I'll make you go. Now, in general, obviously, the talaq is supposed to be in the hands of the man. The man is supposed to be the one to initiate, to commence, to allow the divorce. And there are many wisdoms behind that. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. Tayyib, khair inshallah. Noor. Hadith mutawatir, inshallah ta'ala. We will explain that. We will get there. Even though that's not necessarily mentioned in the book. لكن سيأتي معنا إن شاء الله بإذن الله. عبد السلام. الحمد لله. بسم الله. تفضل.
So you mentioned the narration that it goes up until it's written, right? Now, does the narration continue even after it's written? So let's say Bukhari, he's compiled the hadith, right? Nowadays, when we refer to a hadith, do we refer it through a chain past Bukhari, as in like a verbal chain, like it was before Bukhari, or do we just refer to the book itself that has the chain before Bukhari?
Once the hadith reaches a book, it has been documented. Khalas. That book is depended upon. That book is in wide circulation. For argument's sake, there's no need. But the chain still remains to make sure that this is a correct version of Sahih Bukhari. Because a printing house can print a version of Bukhari and have additional hadiths that Bukhari never quoted. And they can be fabricated hadiths. And a person could say, see, this is in Bukhari. Rather, people, they do this with the printing of mushafs. It has happened before. You'd be shocked. Printing of mushafs, and people take out certain words, such as وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِي الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا فَلَنْ يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ. There was a story in which the ghayr was removed, and it became widespread and circulated among many simple-minded Muslims who didn't have that much knowledge. And people were trying to push some type of socialist or atheist agenda, and they were saying, look, in the Mus'haf, وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِي الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا فَلَنْ يُقْبَلَ وهكذا. طبعا هذا مثال أخوي جزاكم الله خيرا. The brothers thinking that we're reciting that, obviously the problem, not listening to the class, but jumping in when you feel that there's a mistake. Yani, may Allah help us all. طيب, inshallah. All right? Just making an example, warning from a mistake, not reciting that. نعم. لا نقرأ ومن يبتغي الإسلام دينا. طيب. المهم. Back to the subject. So, a person says, well, who printed this mushaf? Who printed it? Where did it come from? So a person can just print a book and then say it's Bukhari or Malik. He had this opinion or he had this view, so on and so forth. Everybody clear on this? So the chain of narration, the liability and the responsibility that comes through the chain will always be practical. Everybody understand this? And as Imam Ahmad rahimahullah ta'ala said, al-isnadu sunnatun amman salafa. So you get an ijaza. It is from one aspect obsolete. The hadiths aren't reported like that anymore, but it's still the tradition. Clear, inshallah? Wallahu ta'ala. And of course, there are people who compile hadiths before and after Imam al-Bukhari as well, with chains of narrations. Inshallah, we've run out of time, I believe. Time for the iqamah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala surely knows best. Subhanakallah wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.